Today I will be completing the May 2023 SAT Math No Calculator section. I think, as I said in the previous video, that this section will be timed. I have the stopwatch right here. So once I begin, I'm going to set it off. And yeah, the next video will be the Math Calculator section timed timed also. So let's begin. Okay, is everything ready? Okay. Ready, set, go. Okay, let's begin. Graph shows represents a combination of 3 credit income. Based on the graph, if a student enrolls in 8 3 credit, okay, right here, 8. How many is the 4 credit? So if we have 8 3 credit, we have 9 4 credits. So let's see. The graph of the linear function f is shown. Which equation defines f? So we gotta have y-intercept of 1 and the slope of 1, because every unit up we go one horizontal. Any unit we go vertically, we go horizontally as well. So it's x plus 1. Say graph of the polynomial x-intercept. Okay, what does this mean? This means that when f of -6, so the x value, the y value, the output must be 0, right? Because when we plug in -6, we get 0. The same thing for 6. F of 6 equals 0. Okay, this is true. Do we have f of 6 equals 0? No. Y equals 4x plus 6. What is the solution? Okay. So you know what we do? Okay, let's solve for x, because whatever x value we get is going to be the answer. Same for y, but let's just do it for x. So let's substitute, actually. 5x minus 4x plus 6 equals 21. Negative 5x minus 4x, that's going to be negative 9x. And then the negative minus 6 equals 21 plus 6 plus 6. So negative 9x equals 27. Divide by negative 9. Negative 3. So it must be A. You could check, plug in x equals negative 3 in the back. Well, let's do it. Okay, 4 times negative 3, negative 12 plus 6, negative 6. Boom, this works. Or you could just plug these in here. What are all possibles? Okay, so the way we do absolute value, x minus 10 equals 0. I think it's just, based on the choice, it can be negative 10, because negative 10 minus 20, negative 20, that doesn't work. 0 minus 10 is negative 10. That doesn't work. I think 10 is the only one, right? 10 minus 10 is 0. The absolute value of 0 is 0. And then negative, we don't put negative. Yeah, because negative 10 minus 10 is negative 20. Yeah, that's the given equation relates to which equation gives r in terms of q and s. Okay, solve for r, right? Okay, let's divide both sides by s. We have q. Okay, let me draw that better. Q. Okay, that's the best. Q over s, that's a q, equals r minus 1 squared. Take the square root. So the square root of q over s equals r minus 1. And then add 1. So plus 1. So this plus 1. Square root 1 plus the square root of q over s. Yeah, I think that's correct. You don't put the square root here, you're putting the square root over everything. Yeah. number 7. In the relationship between each increase of 1 in the x value decreases the y value of 2. When x equals 0, y equals 5. Okay, let's see this part first. When x equals 0, y equals 5. This is true. This is incorrect. This is incorrect. Okay, now we're left with 2. So every increase of 1 in the value of x decreases the y value. Okay, so let's say x equals 0, right? And then x equals 1. So when x equals 1 goes up by 1, the value of y decreased by 2. So let's see, negative 2 times, so when x equals x equals 0, y equals 5. So now let's say when x equals 1, negative 2 times 1 plus 5. So when x equals 1, y equals negative 2 plus 5 is 3. Y equals 3. So did y decrease by 2? Yes, the value decreased by 2. So it's D. 8. An architect is to construct an oven. The blueprint of K, where K is a constant, can be used to determine the height in opening distance of a base. What is the value of K? Okay, the distance of x feet. This is the x feet, right? Okay, we have to plug in. So let's say we have a point 8 here. We have a good point. 4, 8. So when y equals 8, negative 4 times 4 minus 8 over k. Negative 4 times 4, negative 16. Okay, let's just multiply by k first. 8k is equal to, oh yeah, never mind. You have to, PEMDAS, yeah, you have to, 4 minus 8 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. Divided by 8. K equals 2. Okay. An isosceles right triangle. Okay, let's draw that. This will be like this. This will be this. Anytime you have isosceles, that means this angle is congruent to this angle, which means that this is a 45, 90, because yeah, this is x plus 90 has to equal 180. 2x plus 90 equals 180, minus 90, 2x equals 90, and divide by 2, x equals 45. And isosceles has length of 4. Okay, so when we have isosceles, this is x root 2, right? 45, 90. So they gave me this hypotenuse. So 4 is equal to x root 2. Divide by root 2. We're trying to find the side x. Divide by root 2. Okay, and we see here we have to rationalize this. So multiply by square root of 2 times the square root of 2. So that'll be 4 radical 2 over square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is 2. The square roots cancel, and then we get, divide this, okay, equals 2 radical 2. So this is 2 rad 2, and this is 2 rad 2. Okay, so 2 rad 2 plus 2 rad 2 is 4 rad 2 plus 4. That's the perimeter. It's this one. Hopefully I'm not going too fast and making a mistake. But how much time we have? 15 minutes, okay. Doable. How many solutions does the equation... Okay, let's distribute. 4x minus 8 equals negative 2x minus 8. Add 2x. Let's take that out. Add 2x on both sides, you get 6x. And then add 8, you get 6x equals 0. Divide by 6. Divide by 6. 0 divided by 6 is 0, which means that you have only one solution. You don't get confused by getting an answer of 0 and thinking it's 0 solutions. Line K is tangent to the circle. What is the slope of line K? Okay. Okay, let's find the slope of this line. Got x1, y1, x2, y2. So let's do the slope. Negative 5 minus negative 4 over negative 7 minus negative 5. So add these up. Add these up. Negative 5 plus negative 4. No, negative 5 plus 4 equals negative 1 over... Yeah, okay. And then negative 7 minus negative 5. Negative 7 plus 5, which is negative 2. So the slope is 1/2 for this line. But we're trying to find the line of K, which is the opposite reciprocal because it's tangent, 90-degree angle. So take the opposite reciprocal as negative 2. The function gives R as the predicted... Which of the following represents the predicted average rating of a player who has just entered their first... So the y-intercept, right? When x equals 0. So... I think it's B, right? Right? When the person who just entered the first professional chess tournament is R of 0, the y-intercept. So we plug in x for 0, and then the value of that will be the y-intercept. I think that's pretty straightforward. Alice took 60 minutes to complete a task on her first trial. The time it took Alice to complete the task decreased by 10% of the previous time for each additional trial. Approximately how many minutes will it take Alice to complete the task on her? So, okay, the first trial, it was 60. And it decreased by 10%. So, 0.9 of each time. That's what we do. So, yeah, so, 0.9 of 60 will just be 15.4. And then, okay, I can tell you it's already not going to be this one or not this one because that's two. It could be B. And then, yeah, and then we do sorry, and then we do times 0.9 took the previous time for each additional time. I think this is like what mentally it should be like 40 something. 40, it's like 48 point something. And yeah, and then let's keep going. And this should be what? Oh, this is very tough. This is like 43, I think, point something. It's 43 point something. I'm just doing math. And then, okay, so this is 4th trial, 5th trial. So, okay. this should be very like times 0.9. Should be like 39 point something. Can't think of the right now. So let's see. This was really hard for no calculator. Wow, it's really hard for no calculator. Usually, they will give you whole numbers that you can do it, and then that will be the easier way. Like I've seen in other ones, but now in this one question they didn't have it. Tables are all values of x and the corresponding values of y to the system and conversation. Okay, let's plug in -8 to fin of -2 plus 3. It's -8 less than 2/5 of. That'll give you a fraction. Let's see, wait. -8 is -8 greater than 1/2 of -2. Is -8 greater than 1/2 of -2? So 1/2 of -2 is just -1. So -8 greater than -1 minus 6 is -8 greater than -7. No, it is not. How much time we have left? Oh my. Okay, 8 minutes. That's gonna be tough to finish this. Okay, let's see. Let's skip these. I think let's go to D. -2 is 2 less than 2/5 of 2 plus 3. I think that's right. Wait. Two-fifths of -2 plus 3. And then 2 is less, that would be like 2 point something. Okay, I'm just gonna go with this because the first one is true. Yes, this is true. And I plugged in that one. Okay, let's keep going. Square root of 32, that could be simplified. Square root of 16 times the square root of 2, so 4 radical 2 times the 5th root of 64. Okay, so the 5th root of 64. So wow, we can have the square root of 32, right? It's 2 to the 5th. We can have 2 to the 5th times 2 to the 1st. So that'd be 2 to the 6th. Right? And this is 4 times 2 to the 1/2 power. Okay, so you're gonna multiply the outside. 4 times 2 is gonna be 8. So it's gonna be one of these. How much time we have left? 6 minutes. We're stuck on time. 2 to the 5th to the 6th, right? 2 to the 5th over 7. I think it's this one. Wait, I want you still have time to now. To the 5th. I think it's that, but okay, what? You don't have time right now. Line J is parallel. Okay, what's the slope of this? You go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 1/5. Right? It's parallel, so it's the same slope. Next, 32, blah, blah, blah. C plus D, okay. So 32 divided by 4, that's 8. 6 minus 3, exponent rules, that's 3. So 8 plus 3 is 11. Next. Come on. 2.1, okay, 2.1h. I don't have time. 2.1h plus 3 is 6.4. So 2.1h plus 6.4 equals to 3h plus 2.1 minus 2.1h. You get 0.9h equals to 6.4 minus 2.1, which is 4.3. Right, 0.9. And then what do we do? 4.3 divided by 0.9, right? Is that correct? Oh my god, wow. It's gonna give us a decimal again. What's the decimal? 9 goes into 9. 4 times 36, 7. This will give you like what? 4.7. Repeating. The remainder. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, we're stuck on top. A cylinder or sphere will have the same radius, blah blah blah. Cylinder has a higher volume of the sphere is okay, so what's the volume of a sphere? Volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed equals 2 pi r squared. Oh, 1/2 is this volume of the sphere is 1/2 the volume of pi r squared 8 r squared 16 because the height is 16. Divide by pi, cancel pi. Divide by r squared. R cubed minus r squared. R cubed over r squared, 3 minus 2 because its exponent is r. So we got 4/3 r equals 1/2 times r squared times 16 is equal to, oh yeah, the r squared is gone, sorry, I logged off. 1/2 times 16 is 8 times 3/4 times 3/4, sorry, 8 and 4, 2 equals 6. Okay, come on. Negative b plus m. Okay, let's stack these. Negative b. Okay, we don't have time to stack. Right. We have 2 minutes left to do this problem. Okay. Okay, so let's say this is like a system, right? This would cancel. Because plus, if we're just stacking them up, negative b minus 2, it's negative 2b. We're adding the equations together, equals 10 plus 18, 28. Divide by negative 2. B equals negative 14, right? Okay, so we have b equals negative 14. So let's plug it in to get c now. Negative times negative 14 is 14 plus the square root of b squared, so negative 14 squared minus 4c equals 18. 14 minus 18, that's 4. So we got 4 here. Square root 14 squared is 196. So we got, and then square this on both sides. So we got 196 minus 4c equals 16 minus 196. Sorry, 196 right here. Minus 196. 16 minus 196 is 180. Negative 180. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 divided by negative 4. Negative 180 divided by negative 4 is 8 12s. 45. That's the answer. Okay, 45. Okay, do we have enough time to go back to the 42 seconds, okay. So this was 4 square root of 2. This is 4 times 2 to the 1/2. And then we have 2 to the 5th, right? And then that would cancel to just 2. Right? 2 to the 5th, and the 5th would cancel to 2. And then 4 times 2 is 8. So you're left with 8. And then 2 to the 1/2 plus 1. 1/2. No, wait. No, that would be... I wonder how it is they did this. I know I have it, it's just... I think it's C, but just... 2 to the 5th. Oh yeah, 2 to the 5th is 32. What am I talking about? Yeah, and then... So you can't... Yeah, I got it. Okay. So 2 to the 5th. Okay. The timer's done, right? Okay, 1 second. Yeah, I finished in time, but I just... Let me think about it. If I can explain, I'll explain the last one too, since I went a little bit quicker. So, okay. Let's take this out clear. Okay, so let's go back here. So we had 4 square root 2, right? And we have, okay, let's ignore this. We have, because this wouldn't do us any good. We have, let's go back. 4 square root 2. And we have 2 to the 6, right? Times 2 to the 6 over 5. Because 2 to the 6 is 64, and then you convert it to the fractional exponent. And then we have... What we can do? Okay, we can take out a 2, right? So we could do 4 square root 2 times 2 to the 5th root of 2. That's what I was trying to do. Right? And then how do we get we do 4 times 2 here, we get 8. And then we have the 2's here, 2 to the 1/2 times 2 to the 1 over 5. So wait, 8 times, and the square root of 2 to the 1/2. So we have 1/2 here. One over 5. But then that wouldn't give us... Wait a second. Yeah, 2 to the 1/2 times... So we have 1/2 times 1/5. But then we add it up, so... Times 5. Times 5. Times 2. Times 2. So, and then we have 5. Now I just realized it. I got it wrong. Plus 2 over 10. That's going to be 7 over 10, which means D. Okay, so this one's wrong. Yeah, it's 7 over 10. In case, I'll explain it again if you need. Okay, just... So... The 4 square root 2, right? We can simplify that as square root of 16 times the square root of 2. Square root of 16 is 4, and then we are left with 4 rad 2. So that part we're good. Now the tricky part is this one. The 5th root of 64. How can this be split as? Okay, so let's see. We can do it like this. The square root of 64. That's 2 to the 5th times 2 to the 1st, right? So 2 to the 6th. That's 2 to the 6th. 2 to the 6th times 2 to the 6th over 5 power. And now we've seen these answer choices that we're going to have this base of 2 inside here. And in some way, since we can convert this also to a fractional exponent, it could be like 4 times 2 to the 1 over 2. We want, in some way, to kind of have this kind of connect with this. So since we have an extra 2 here, 2 to the 6 over 5, what we can do is we can take a 2 out. So it will be like this, times 2 times 2 to the 5th over, to the 5 over 5 over 5. This will be 8. Yeah, 2 to the, it'll be to the 1 over 5. Actually, yeah, okay. And then we have this 2 here. We could do 4 times 2 is 8. And then what are we left over? We're left with 2 to the 1/2 times 2 to the 1 over, 2 to the 1/2 times 2 to 1, 2 times 1/5. And then when we multiply exponents, we're really just adding them. So then it's 1/2 times 1/5. This will be times 5. This will be times 5. This will be times 2. This will be times 2. So we get 5 over 10 plus 2 over 10, which is equal to 7 over 10. And then we convert that back, 7 over 10. So it'll be 8 times the 10th root of 2 to the 7th power. Yeah, that was it. Choice D. Very tough. And then, was there any other one? This one was just, this one was really tough. You could have been like 0.9, right, to the 5th trial. It's just we already had one trial. We can just be like to the 4th power. And then you could have multiplied that by 60, right? You could have done that also. This one was tough. This one I just didn't have. Let's see if it was D. 0 is 0 less than 2/5 of -3 plus 3. Right, let's see. Yes, this works. You plug it in, both of them, then let's see. Yeah, it's D. This one is D. They all work when you plug them in. Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. And then, okay, it was this last one, right? That I could go over. Okay, so what I did here, let me just extend the work out here. Let me put this one like 11 right here. This one will go over here. Okay, so what I did, -b plus the square root of b squared. This is quadratic formula, but a is just 1, so they don't put it. Minus 4 c equals 18, right? And we have -b minus the square root of b squared minus 4c equals 10. So we're trying to find, first of all, we're trying to find b, and we're trying to find c so we could factor it. Oh my god, I didn't even, oh, wow. Just realized, okay, so we'll count this as this wrong too. I didn't finish the problem here. So look, I'll show you. This will cancel, right? And you get -2b equals 28. I guess we'll count that wrong too, but it's not gonna happen. Again, -2, -2. 28 divided by -2b equals -14. So we have b. Now let's plug it in to get c. So we have negative times negative 14 is positive 14 plus or minus the square root of 14 squared, negative 14 squared, minus 4c equals 18. Okay, and then we have minus 14, we get the square root, 14 squared is 196, minus 4c equals 4. Now we could square this. 196 minus 4c equals 16 minus 196 minus 196, get negative 4c is equal to negative 180. Now my problem was here that I solved for c, right? But we didn't solve for x. We're trying to factor it. Just the time caught up to me. That would not happen to me in the real test though. I was too focused to explain to you guys this one. Go back to this one. So c is 45. Now what are we left with? We are left with x squared minus 14x plus 45. Let's put that as 14 in case you don't see it. Okay, what multiplies to 45 adds to negative 14? We got x minus 9 times x minus 5. So x could be 9 or it could be 5. Let's go with 9. Yeah, and that's it. I mean, this was definitely a hard math no calculator section. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. Just this tripped me up. If I had more time, just a little bit more time. I think I spent too much time on which one. It was this one. Yeah, this one was wow. I couldn't believe they put this on here. The other way you could have done it is just, yeah, you could have got 10%. Could have been like 10% and then times it by 9. That's how you could have done it also. But yeah, this was not an easy exam. So hopefully I didn't get the other ones wrong, but hopefully 2 wrong, yeah, but just, I think the curve was really good for this one, but I think in the calculator section I will perform much better. Just rare to see that hard of a math no calculator section. Okay, this will be for the next video, and it will be timed also.